Listeners, oh my fucking gosh. Okay, so I'm at the part where I'm not finished with God of War Ragnarok, right? But I'm at the part afterwards where Atreus turned into a bear and was freaking out because everybody was tag teaming him against his idea of going up to Odin in Asgard, okay, right? So this video is gonna be catering to me thinking Atreus is not a dumbass for even thinking about that. It is just that you have to consider that he is one at an age where he's still impressionable. He's not old enough to just not be completely impressionable, and he's not so young to where he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like, no, he's not that fucking, he's not stupid. Like, dude, come on, he's 14. Do we forget about that? Not only with age, it's also maturity wise. He wants to save everyone. He wants it to be to where like nobody can roll up at his crib ever again. Cause both Odin and Thor came into his home like it was theirs. Like they owned the shit. Like they really was paying rent and shit for the home or paying a mortgage for that shit. Like they came into his house like that, you know, destroying that shit, fighting his father. Not both Odin and him and Thor, but only Thor. And then Odin talking to him like he Odin's kid when he not Odin's kid and whatnot. So, you know, of course Atreus wants to stop this dude. And they're just like, oh, you're trying to start a war. And I'm over here just thinking like, why don't y'all want to go against Odin? Y'all are so afraid of this man to where y'all don't want to go against him. And I'm over here just thinking like, Kratos, I understand why he doesn't want his son to start a war because that's what Kratos did when he was a kid. But Kratos really wasn't even a kid. He was a Spartan general. He was young, but he was an adult. And Atreus is even younger. So it's understandable why he doesn't want Atreus to be starting a war. The only issue is that to stop Zeus's reign, he destroyed Zeus, but he destroyed also the whole entire land. So it's understandable. I can see his viewpoints of not wanting to go against Odin because it would destroy more things than, you know, help. However, having a leader such as Odin, everything seems fine. The only issue is, do you want just everything to seem fine but not actually be fine? Or do you want to destroy the main source of everybody's strife and fear while also making everything destroyed in the process? You know? Here's the thing, if everything's destroyed in the process, but the one who is the tyrannical leader still alive, nothing will be okay. But if he's gone and everything else is destroyed, it can be rebuilt because y'all are still alive, you know? So it's a lot to do, but I'd rather just a not necessary evil. I don't think Odin's a necessary evil, you know? He's not the only evil one, of course, but it's still like, you know, I understand why Atreus wants to do what he can do. Now, is he dumb for wanting to go up to Asgard and whatnot? No, he's not dumb for that. Because I honestly think they're going to have to do that shit anyway. You're going to take down Odin, you have to go to Asgard. It's kind of necessary at this point because he's not the only one in Asgard. He is not the only, like, leader there is. Like, he's above everybody, but you think that he don't have nobody else? If I'm gonna be for real with you, you either have to lead him out of Asgard, which you can, but he knows certain magic to where it's just like, you know, is it really him that's there? Or is this just like, you know, a spell where you think it's him? It could be an illusion. I don't know Odin's exact magic and whatnot, but deadass, he could trick you into thinking that you got him and then you didn't. So he's probably far more powerful than you think, or that you can imagine, right? But for them to corner him, hold on, let me show you.
One caterwauling all of a sudden.
Atreus wants to go to Asgard.
Asgard? Get kicked in the head or something?
But he's against me now.
You must choose who you are going to be. Are you going to continue to lie and keep things from me? Or are you my son?
Choose? I never get to choose. Just leave me alone.
Listen.
Let go of me!
Listen!
Let go!
What the fuck?
Okay, so like how everyone saw it, as you can see, you have all of them standing in a circle. I couldn't really see it. I didn't put it on full screen, but you have all of them standing in what seems to be damn near a circle, right? And they're literally telling him, like, basically, why are you thinking about going to Odin? Like, why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to do that? When in actuality, he didn't go to Odin at all. He even admitted to where he's just like, he thought about it. The issue is that he never went there. And to be honest with you, I don't think he thought about it as much as, like, when he said it. Like, he saw the ending. He saw that he gives in to Odin at the end of the prophecy. So I don't think he thought about it as much as, like, they think he did. And of course he didn't go to it. He knows not to. He don't trust Odin. He doesn't trust Thor either. He hates both of them because they literally want to kill his father and him. So it's like, bro, or they're just fucking assholes. Like, that's the thing is, and then with all of them, like, he needed them to understand him. The issue is that they're not trying to understand him. They're trying to prevent him from, like, what seems to be him starting a war, or him, most of all, him just not dying. They're trying to prevent him from fucking dying and doing something that will kill him and whatnot. The only issue is that they don't actually know what he went to. And he can't say it. He's literally basically made a promise to the other giantess that he can't tell them where he was. And the issue is that he can't even tell them that he can't tell them where he was, because then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's suspicious. Were you with Odin? They'll assume, because, well, one, Odin is persuasive, he is dangerous as fuck, and he talked to Atreus on his own, and they're all aware that Odin talked to Atreus on his own and invited him to Asgard. They're aware of this shit, right? So of course they think like, oh my gosh, Atreus actually went to Asgard. And it's like, no, he didn't. Because, well, one, he may have gone to certain places by himself, but he hasn't leapt to that field, okay? The issue is that I could see why Freya would think that, because Atreus went to go visit Freya by himself. Sindri was there, but he really wasn't, like, all the way there. Like, he stopped at his workshop, but he didn't go, like, with Freya and Atreus. Atreus went on his own to see Freya. So, of course, Freya's gonna think, like, oh my gosh, he legit did go to where Odin was, because Atreus visited Freya when Freya was at odds with both him and Kratos. So yeah, when Freya was in her most dangerous moment, Atreus was bold enough to go visit her. So why wouldn't he be bold enough to go visit Odin? And that's the issue. Y'all aren't listening. And with him, he's getting tired of being questioned. He's getting tired of being cornered. He's just getting tired of being made to feel like his, like, decisions don't matter, or he's just wrong. And it's like, dude, he believed in, like, going to visit Tyr and whatnot, and he didn't like the fact that, like, oh, y'all are making him seem like he's crazy for believing and wanting to go see the other gods and really confide in them so that they could help him defeat Odin. And yet Tyr actually was alive. He was right. Tyr was alive. Tyr was there. And Tyr isn't, like, in Odin's favor. However, Tyr is a pacifist now. He does not want to fight. He is so sick of war, he does not want to combat anyone at all. But he knows Odin is fucking evil. So, of course, and, Atreus isn't wrong in wanting to go against Odin. That's the fucked up part, is he's not wrong for wanting to go against him. Freya wants to go against Odin. She's been wanting to go against Odin, but she's been smart enough not to go against Odin alone. And that's the problem. Atreus never wants to go against Odin alone. That is the real big issue, is that you think he went up there by himself. Why would he go up there by himself if he's gathering all of you together? What would be the point of him going up there by himself if he purposely went to go find Tyr? I'm sorry, I don't know why I paused. He went to go find Tyr. What was the point of going to find Tyr if he was just gonna go to Odin alone all along? Like, that's stupid as fuck. Like, no, that was never his intention. That's why he went to go find Tyr, so that hopefully they could have more sides, some more people on their side, so that they could defeat Odin. Like, no, don't make him feel cornered and like he's a dumbass. Like, because they were making him feel like he was a fucking dumbass. And it's like, dude, all these adults talking to this kid like he's a kid when he's very important in this prophecy. Yes, he is a child. Yes, he is roughly 14 years old. Yes, he's still immature in some ways, in a lot of ways. Like, actually, no. He's immature in some ways, not every fucking way. He was more immature as a kid because he was even more of a kid. But yes, yes, he is all these things, and yet he is still so fucking important in this prophecy, and whatnot. It would be very weird for Kratos to be a part of this prophecy, but Atreus is not part of this prophecy at all. To be honest with you, a lot of your companions are here because of them knowing who LaFay is. And to be honest with you, I feel like if a lot of those companions didn't know who LaFay was and stuff like that, I don't think Kratos and them would have as many companions, if I'm being honest with you, And if Atreus was not as friendly and open his damn self, they would not have as many companions. If it was just Kratos and Kratos alone, they would not have this many companions, okay? So it is LaFay and Atreus that literally had all these allies and companions, right? The irritating part is that, like, seeing that moment and seeing how all of them are ancient too, by the way. That's what made it even worse, is that none of them can truly understand him because of the fact that they are literally all ancient. They're all adults. They all basically are very, in this stance, I would say closed-minded to this idea of some sorts, understandable and whatnot. But there's a lot of differences between them and him. Like, he literally is a kid. Like, that's the thing. And they're all ancient. They can't understand his mind or the workings of a 14-year-old boy or just a 14-year-old child. They haven't been 14 in centuries. So they can't understand where he's coming from. They can't understand why he's being, like, in a way irrational, or why he's being temperamental and emotional. They can't understand. They haven't been where he's at. Like, they haven't been where he's at in, like, years, centuries. Like, ages. I'm gonna say egos. Long ass time. They haven't been where he's at. So of course they're not gonna fucking understand him. However, don't make him out to be like he's just the most, like, irrational and dumb thing in the room. He's not. Like, of course everybody wants to go against Odin and defeat this motherfucker, okay? I guess visiting him is the worst idea. The issue is, how are we gonna defeat him if we can't go face to face with him? I would say going alone is a dumbass idea, but he never really had the idea to go alone, okay? I don't think Atreus ever wanted to just go up to Odin and Odin alone. That's dumb. That's stupid. I don't think he ever had that fucking idea. Why do you think he's gathering all these allies? You think he would be gathering all these allies if he just planned to go up there alone? Like, dude, come on now. They know that shit. They know that shit. He do be doing sneaky ass shit and lying and whatnot. He's Loki. Of course, he's going to be doing that deceptive ass shit. Issue is that his loyalties never lie with Odin's side. They never will. Like, they never do, and I don't think they ever will. He does not have any caring nor, like, compassion or emotions for Odin in this stance. And he knows he can't really do a deal with Odin. The most likely outcome, in my opinion, I feel as though he is going to try to trick Odin. Because it would go along with his, his godliness. He is literally the god of, like, mischievous things, deception, all that. That's what Loki is literally known for, as well as shapeshifting and other magical things anyway. Yeah, so I feel like that's what he's going to try to do, in my humble opinion. I'll have to see the end of the game, but this is just my theory, That's just what I believe for now. So anyways, yes, that's gonna be the end of this video. That was just my little rant, because I was over here just being like, oh fuck no, we're not gonna make Atreus feel like he's just a dumbass little kid when he is not that little anymore. Like, we're not gonna do that shit. He's like, we're not gonna do all that. Anyways, that'll be all. May peace be with you for an eternity.